the best way for us to win is to do it together.
No! You cannot say that anymore. Welcome into TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. We're going to do the show together.
Yeah.
For an hour at least.
We're not,
So
until we leave. I don't, not to be arrogant, but just to be transparent. Winning together relative to the basketball apparently now applies together in College Park, Maryland.
Yeah. So this is weird, OB, because I have very mixed emotions about this situation for A&M. I was ready for a change.
Yeah.
But I also appreciate Buzz a lot. I do. Some people may take this as a dig. I don't mean it as a dig. And you'll probably say that sounds like a very David Nuno meal. Buzz to me is grilled chicken breast, broccoli, and some potatoes. It's quality. It's good. It's really good. Okay? But sometimes I want my basketball program to be like I'm taking my wife out to the steakhouse, and I want ribeye. Okay? And this, I hope, provides an opportunity for a ribeye.
Yeah, well, I think Buzz's program was the chicken and everything while he tries to convince you it's the ribeye.
By telling you he didn't get the right ingredients.
Here's a guy, look, Buzz Williams did a nice job at it.
Very nice job.
They got to the NCAA tournament 3 times. Maybe they should have been there 4. We can argue that. If you lose to Wofford, do you have much of an argument? But okay. But it wasn't a great tenure here.
It was good.
You don't pay a guy $4.5 million to get 2 NCAA tournament wins in 6 years.
Yeah.
You just don't. You're not getting a return on your investment. And on top of that, you hear a guy that sometimes acts like he's a victim. Oh, they're going to say Buzz can't coach. Oh, this. Oh, that. I'm not a good recruiter. He's actually said he wasn't a good recruiter.
He doesn't read text.
Is that what you want?
Domino's effect is from again on an outsider looking in. If you look at Buzz's track record, it's 5 and 9. I mean, he's done a great job at A&M. He brought enthusiasm and energy back. They had great success. I don't know if they've hit their ceiling or not, but I guess in his eyes, that Maryland and that opportunity was better. I don't know if it was a breakdown in the administration's communication with Buzz or vice versa, but he felt like a Texas guy going back to Maryland didn't make any sense to me. But obviously, there's a cause and effect, and there must have been something there that drew him to the opportunity to coach at Maryland in the Big Ten.
Okay, Coach. By the way, my name's Olin Buchanan. I would just ask you, again, from the outside looking in, how does A&M react? Who are some of the guys out there that you think would be really good head coaches, and maybe some aren't even head coaches yet, that the Aggies should be interested in?
I think the big thing is I'm not big on listing coaches that are employed somewhere else. I don't think that's right to that coach who's in the middle of recruiting and transfer portal and things of that nature. I think it's probably most important for someone to get someone in there that understands what A&M is all about and wants to be part of that and looks at A&M as a career job. Now, I thought Buzz Williams was the perfect guy at A&M when you guys hired him. I thought it was a situation where he's going back home. He has roots there. He has a connection there. Obviously, when he first got the job, he had a great passion for everything that was A&M. I don't think you have to have a Texas guy. I think you have to have a guy that just says, you know what, we can win at the very highest level here. We're going to have the resources, and I'm excited to represent A&M because of all the great traditions that it reflects. I'm listening to that commercial right before you guys came on the air with me, and that's why you want to come to A&M. That's the collective responsibility, the passion, the ownership, the genuine concern that others have for the good of the group. So I don't like to speculate on coaches that are sitting coaches. It's just not it's not a right thing to do. I've been in that seat, and it's not fair to them. It's not fair to the school they're working for, and it's surely not fair to what they're trying to do in terms of recruiting in this crazy world of the transfer portal.
I know there's some big tests ahead, but just for where we are right now, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think we got out of this weekend what we needed to get out of it. I think we kind of reset some things offensively. I felt like our approach was good. I think, pitching-wise, we had some good outings. Emily Kennedy looked really good on Sunday. So I think we got out of it what we needed to get out of it.
Let's take some individual parts every week. I mean, there's a series of questions that I add that we keep building on, but Maya Perez continues to be a masher, right?
Yeah.
And this weekend she had, again, just a phenomenal weekend where the entire conference took note.
Yeah, she is just doing a great job, again, of keeping it simple. It's not ever anything that's overarching. It's being on time, getting a good pitch, and putting your A swing on. And so she is that kid. She's always been that kid. Last year, I know she had some ups and downs, but, this doesn't really surprise us. This is who Maya Perez is.
Can you kind of talk a little bit about, and not only just in Maya's case, but some of the freshmen today, of when you are a player with so much promise, being around veterans who know how to go about the work, who have been through the ups and downs, because typically when you get to college, sometimes it's the first time they face real adversity.
Absolutely it is. I think we have so many seniors that are helping her, right? And even helping her through last year. I think Jazz Hill was huge for Maya last year, of like, hey, you're going to figure this out, persevere. Here's some things that I think you could work on, and her and Maya were able to have those conversations. Allie Enright is pivotal, Kramer Eschte, Coco, and then Mac Barber. I mean, she hits right behind, or right in front of, I should say, Mac. And I think their ability to have conversations, talk about the game, talk about what they're seeing pitching-wise, they're both power-hitting left-handers. So I think there's a lot of pieces that they can kind of collaborate about.
And then the freshmen that are coming up, is it difficult or no when, and again, you have to ask them, but as a coach, when they're waiting for their opportunities, and when those opportunities come, sometimes they might be a short stint, it might be an extended stint, to make the most out of that chance?
Yeah, I think Frankie Vrazel is the epitome of that,
right.
Of just she's got an opportunity, she comes in, she does a great job of executing when she needs to. She's had to sit the bench a little bit. Amari's gone off, Mac's gone off. So then, okay, Frankie, you get a pinch hit opportunity. And then she just does Frankie things. And so I think that'll be something that as we go through this program, we've been here years upon years, that is something that we will always kind of, grab from, of just Frankie, her freshman year, what that looks like, how to handle as a freshman those opportunities.
What you're going to end up with in this hire, in my opinion, I'm just trying to think of the in-between guys, between the up and we say mid-major. It's more like up-and-comers. They could be at a Power 5, a different one. But there's a couple names in there that you think A&M could take a swing at that are more established. Nobody, honestly, I don't think people would be that excited about a Porter Mosier hire. I say his name not because he's a target, but because I feel like he's attainable. He's been here, and he's proven. Damn guy's been in the Final Four, which is more than any other coach that's ever coached here has done. But it hasn't been anything close to a home run at Oklahoma. They haven't been thrilled with it. Got into the tournament this year. They rallied. He damn sure has some players he got there in Norman. But I'm saying, he's kind of that in-between level guy with the resume, but not the cachet that comes with a Chris Beard or a McCasland, or if you'd have gotten a Will Wade. Man, there's part of me that thinks I'd be feeling so good right now today had this been 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago, and it was Will Wade, Chris Beard were on the table. And I think people should stop talking about McCasland at Tech. I mentioned him because I was just trying to give an example. Here are to me tiers. And that middle tier would be Porter Mosier, Underwood. The other guys, I mentioned the guy at Stanford, Smith. He's that's not a mid-major. They're in the ACC. We always forget they're in the ACC. But he's at a real place that's been to a Final Four or two themselves. But he's a name, an under-the-radar name.
Yep.
So I bunched some of those guys together, right? I don't know, and again, I'm not diving into resumes, so don't throw your hands up and go crazy and say, Billy said we're going after Porter Mosier. And Jamie Dixon's another guy. He's at TCU. I'm just naming people in that level.
Yep.
With a little more proven track record that you could maybe pull if you wanted to. Underwood, Dixon, Mosher. I'm just spitballing, trying to think. You could name 10 other people like this. But I think the more likely is if you don't hit at the top, and again, McCaslin he's not going to leave Tech. In the deal he just signed, he's not going to leave Tech. Hell, you might, I don't know what Wade just signed. You might be able to go do that before you could get McCaslin. You're not getting either.